And let me start this all over again because I noticed a few more people came in the room. If you're just joining us, this is the Tony Robles Predator Pro-Am Tour. You're watching the Pro Side Hot Seat match about to take place here at Cue Ball Billiards and Lounge in Bayside, Queens, New York. I'm Upstate Allen. We're going to be joining the booth alongside, hopefully, Allison Fisher, who is working diligently on her laptop, and Larry Ross. If not, maybe some other co-commentators. But anyway, we're going to move forward, and we're going to witness this match between Earl the Pearl Strickland and Tony the Silent Assassin Robles. It's a race to 8 for the hot seat. Please spread the word. Let everybody know. Now, along with our sponsors, Gotham City Technology, Ron Mason's owner, founder. He is here on premises. Along with Delta 13 NYC Grind, who's co-producing this production right now as you're watching it with, of course, Master Chalk, Poison by Predator, Billiards Digest. And on the other side of the board, we want to definitely thank AZBilliards.com, Aramis cloth, and of course, Simona's cloth, and Aramis balls. The Kings of Vapor Electronic Cigarettes, who happens to be sponsoring Mika Immonen, who's also still in the tournament, and the Tap League. Lacassi Cues, Lacassi Custom Cues, Hybrid Cues. Follow us. We're live stream news also on Facebook. As we got to get back, as the players have just shook hands. They flipped for the break, I believe, and Tony Robles won the initial break to open us up. Also, keep in mind, coming up is the 4th annual George Ginky Sansushi Memorial that's going to take place at Steinway Billiards in Astoria, Queens, New York, on the 24th through the 26th. And if you want to play in this event, I'll tell you what, I urge you to go over to the Predator Pro-Am Tour.com website, where you'll find contacts from Mr. Robles and his lovely wife, Gail, and they will steer you through getting your entry in. Big shout out to Ozone Billiards. Tony Robles is actually getting set to break here. So we're going to get right down to the action. We're going to be joined in the booth very shortly by Mr. Larry Ross. As we watch the Silent Assassin open up this hot seat match. You know, Tony's been breaking them real big. Mr. Larry Ross is now on board and live.
Just want to tell you people, sorry I wasn't around yesterday. Just got out of bed, sick for 2 days, but I could not miss my friend Upstate Al here. That's why I come down.
Oh, thank you, Larry. We appreciate it.
I see all the players most of the time anyway, but it ought to be a pretty good match.
Yes, we're also might have Allison Fisher come into the booth, and I can see her working her way over. So Larry's going to take middle. Yeah, you can hear, right, Larry? All right, good. Move over towards the middle seat. You want to sit on the end? Hold on, folks. I got to talk to Larry as we watch Tony pocket that one ball. I'm sorry about that. All right. Larry Ross might get a phone call and have to step away, so I'm going to fly solo for just a few minutes as Allison Fisher takes some pictures. I'm set. I'm ready to go as Tony Robles calls safe. I like calling the 3. Tony calls safe. Beautiful hit. Earl Strickland on the rail. no reward. I mean, take a look at the angle here. The 4-ball way up table. So Earl plays safe. Tony says playing it. He played it well. Got a little sharp on this 4-ball. Tony goes for that extension again. That extension's got me. I'll tell you what, take a look at this cue stick. You think Earl shot with a cue stick that used to be long. Look at the way he has to chalk it. He has to choke all the way up on the shaft just to chalk the end of this thing. Leaning over the 10 and the 6-ball. Plenty of room to manipulate the cue ball up and down table. I don't know if you guys were on board when Mika was playing Tony. Tony was playing just as solid as he's starting to play right now. Both players were playing good. Mika's break wasn't working, but Tony's been pretty solid. Not that he's not a solid player anyway. I mean, you know, he himself will tell you that he doesn't have enough time to practice, you know, being as busy as he is. But, you know, he's hitting them pretty solid today. Okay, Tony Robles, the silent assassin, draws first blood. 1-0. And when I mean busy, this is why he's busy. He's running the NAPL. National Amateur Pool League. He's running the 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, 14.1. All these leagues. And that's the reason he doesn't practice as much. Okay, Earl the Pearl. He's playing a 9 in the side pocket. Very nicely played too by Mr. Strickland. Great shape on the 3. Two champions battling it out, but it looks like the cue ball got away. And Earl Strickland is partially safe, or if not safe, behind the 8. And you can hear Earl call safe. I hope you can hear that. I have his audio cranked up.
Safe.
What a great save. That's the way to kick a ball. Tony Robles says he's going to play the fall ball right into the corner pocket. And the reason is because the 5's wide open and the cue ball will be traveling. So why not take the shot at it? But you still got to make it, and man, did Tony make it or what? All right, he feathered the 8 ball, but he's still okay. I tell you, Tony's in dead punch. He's hitting them really, really well. Tony Robles leads this match 2-0. We're racing to 8 for the hot seat. And if some of you that are viewing this stream don't know what the hot seat is, it means the winner of this will move ahead and the loser will not be eliminated. So we will see either one of these players once again on the stream. I gotta laugh at that. Oh boy, I gotta laugh at that. G squared says, get the honeymoon money, honey. She's not biased, folks. Trust me. All right, Mr. Robles said here. It's a break in game 3. Listen to the crack of the rack. That's how I know Tony is in gear. Look at the cue ball, planted. 2 ball, comes around 3 rails, goes in. Everything's flying. You know he's in dead punch. His timing is on. Wow. Venice, here we come, baby. All right, I'm not going to put the black cat on him at all. I don't think there's a freight train that can stop Tony right now. He's traveling at the 2 times the speed of light. just look at, when you start breaking and your timing is on and, everything's working for you and you crack a rack like this and spread them wide open. And you're so used to playing the game, whether it be straight pull or not, but, with Tony's history behind that he has under his belt with straight pull, there's like you're not stopping this guy. These angles mean nothing to him. And in fact, if you want to take a look at some of the achievements, you go over to TonyRobles.com. Now, he'll be the first one to admit that he hasn't been keeping the page up to date as much as he would like to. And I don't know when was the last time he touched it, but, get ready to sit down and just read, because he's got a list of achievements. And well-deserved. And Earl says, you know what, Tony? As quick as you can put him in, I'm going to concede that to you. And Tony Robles now leads 3-0 over Earl Strickland. Get your screenshots ready. We'll see if we can do a photo op. And no, we can't. Earl's actually behind a light back there. But you will see Earl Strickland back up at the table. Allison Fisher trying to maneuver her way into the commentator's booth with a whole bunch of devices. Cameras, iPads, computers, and taking a seat as she does updates. What was amazing about Allison Fisher? Allison Fisher was in a match and doing updates at the same time. That was taking place yesterday. All right, Earl's got his shot at the table right now. He's got an open 1 ball. Guys, if you're ever in the vicinity of Q-Bar, please stop in and say hi to the staff and let them know that you did watch the live stream and you wanted to stop by and experience the atmosphere here. It's a really nice atmosphere. See, that cue ball almost got away from Earl just a little bit. But he's okay. Shooting a purple ball to fall, just like the sweatshirt he's wearing from one of his sponsors, Focused Apparel. Brian Russell, and a little Focus we call him, Jonathan, who happened to be in this room earlier. I don't know where they are now, or even if they're still in there. There's nothing like just sitting back and watching two champions like this. It's incredible. They make it look so easy. You want to just grab a rack of balls and throw them on the table and try it. Okay, with the pocketing of that ball, Earl Strickland still trails, but nevertheless, it's 3-1 in favor of the Silent Assassin. Here we are. We're at the Q-Bar here, Northern Boulevard and Bell Boulevard. Give you a little bit of a picture of what the place looks like. This is only a small shot I took yesterday, or Friday. I forget what day I got down here. I believe Friday was the first day I got down here. They're just getting together with the beads up on top. Very small. We can't really see them from here. But Earl Strickland set the break in Game 5. Trails in this set 3-1. We're racing to 8 for the hot seat. So let's sweat Earl Strickland. Oh, Earl makes 2 balls on the break. Doesn't hit him quite as hard as Tony did, but it was effective. No shot on the 2, which happens to be tucked behind between the 7-6 area. He's not really happy with his break. Earl's looking for a good position to push out to. What's concerning him is that 10 ball there. And Earl calls a push. Tony says, I'll take it. I hope you can hear some of the audio. There is an AZBtv microphone hanging between those 2 lamps. Well, I kind of don't like this. Tony says he would take it. Looks like he left Earl a shot for the 2 into the corner. I'm pretty sure it goes by the 7, and I guess Tony doesn't like this too much either. Well, I guess it didn't. Okay, so it did work out. As Earl elects to play it safe, but left a big window. But with that big window, he's left Tony jacked up over the 5. Instead of Tony trying to spin the cue ball and possibly foul the 5, he elected to go rail first to kick into the 2 and wound up nicking the 10. Ball in hand for Mr. Strickland. A lot of inside English on that cue ball, huh? The effect it took off of that rail. Okay, we have 3-2 now. Still in the favor of the silent assassin, Mr. Tony Robles. Very hard to get sponsorship up when Earl's playing, I'll tell you right now. Earl is on fire. When he's playing, he plays rapid. But we got to promote the HeroesHearts.org Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization started by Jared Clowery. We got to get back to the action. As Earl says, hey, take no prisoners, man. If you're not ready, you're going to miss it. So we're going to get right back in it. Tony Robles elected to wait his shot as Michael Yetnick is on the table adjacent to it, playing his 6th ball. Tony Robles called safe. Looked like he was trying to fire it into the side pocket, though. He wanted to actually bank the 3-ball down table. And he wound up just catching the point, but nevertheless, he did call safe, and it looks like Earl's safe behind the 8 ball anyway. And doesn't have to like it because Tony got a roll. Earl's going to looks like he's going to go to a strong mass A shot to go to around his 8. Earl calls safe. Stretch over and kick it 2 rails, back down table, probably with very little speed. Maybe leave the cue up here. Three-4 combination is on. The thing is, the 3-ball is going to drift down table towards the 7 in the upper right-hand corner. And the cue ball is going to bump the 9. There's a lot of things you have to take into consideration on this shot if you're going to play this combination. Tony's down there looking at it. He's trying to see if that 3 actually bypasses the 4. Tried it. Wound up going right into the drink. It's 3-2 in favor of Tony Robles, but with Earl Strickland up at the table, with a possibility of tying this up at 3. And would like to welcome the one and only Allison Fisher of NYCGrind.com into the commentator's booth. Welcome aboard, Allison.
Thank you very much, Al. It's great to be here again.
Well, you know what? You couldn't come in at a better featured time for this hot seat match, as it just gets tied up at 3 apiece. Racing to 8. Tony's been playing strong, but we know Earl, and he plays strong majority of the time he's out there.
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate to be here in the presence of 2 really great players who no doubt are 2 of the best and biggest influences, in my opinion, of this generation for pool. So I admire both of them greatly and appreciate their contributions to our sport.
Earl's break is not working as well as Tony. It's something about Tony today, as I witnessed his first match. He's in a gear. You can hear it when he breaks. You can definitely witness it with every shot that he's making. I don't want to jinx him, but he's been playing really good.
Well, this guy has got a whole lot of different projects he works on, and his game, I know, has definitely not been the biggest priority, but when you see Tony get into a great gear, he's definitely capable of playing at a very high speed, so it's always great. Yeah. The silent assassin.
Yeah. And you got numerous people, Allison. I don't know if you want to elect to move over. I happen to have some grub here I can't touch right now, but you can always move over here if you want to look at the chat. You got Jared and looks like Run Out Cat saying good afternoon to you. And
all right.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
But we do have a featured match here that we're going to have to try to call as close as possible. So we're not ignoring you, folks. Just this is interesting.
Sure. Well, if we can get the food relocated, and I can move on over and take a look at what everyone out in the chat has to say.
Just give us 2 secs. Okay, resituated.
All right, musical chairs.
Allison
We've
Fisher.
got everything back in order.
You know, Allison, it's so hard for me to step out of the booth sometimes because I think you're the only person that actually knows how to operate everything there. And it's not that it's much, it's pretty user-friendly. But we are working off here.
Well, I do have a little bit of training in this field. We're going to get the scores switched over to you. Media being my background in college in Wisconsin.
And media is a small word.
It's a small
for the work
it's a small
that you
word. Do. It's just a word.
Well, like I said, and I mentioned numerous times already, Tony is showing up at this tournament with his A game. You know, watching him through the years, just as much as you have, if not more, you've seen Tony when he was shooting his best. You know when he was in a slump because he had personal things going on or he was just busy. So when you see this come back, it's like a flashback, you know. And look at this.
Wow.
Oh, he's just crashing everything. He's hitting them real well. Unfortunately, I didn't hear anything go in.
Well, Tony runs the NAPL, and he and Gail are also launching the New York City 8-Ball Championships, BCAPL event coming up in June. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, we will be on scene for that too. The very first stream coming out of that.
That's right. We are going to be doing the live stream from that event as well. It's going to have a similar format to the BCA Nationals in terms of handicapping.
Right. So it is BCA sanctioned.
It is BCA sanctioned, yes.
Put that on your calendar if
Steinway
you want to come
Billiards.
down to Steinway, yeah.
June 6th through the 8th. And we have the woman of the hour, Gail Robles, out in the stream as well in the chat. Hi, Gail. We certainly miss you here today. Thanks for sharing the link with everybody for the NYC 8-Ball Championships. Earl looking to see how much of space he's got for the 4-ball in the side pocket, if any. Looks like it's pretty well cozied up there next to the 8-ball.
Earl Strickland kind of undecided here. He's got himself funny on his 3. Going to try to draw back to the rail and back out.
Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, and no reward. That was a shot. I almost called you Earl there, Al.
He says, that's how lucky I am.
Well, now he can try to attempt to play this with inside and come back out to get the 4-ball, but it's he's playing safety instead. Oh, wow. Since it is called shot, it is not a
Earl's
not
funny.
a go-ahead for Earl.
Earl says, go ahead, get straight in on a 10.
Wow. You just never know, Al. You just never know what's about to happen.
That's what makes this game so great.
It's beautiful.
Well, Tony misses the combination. Very rare.
It was a little bit of an off angle. It was not a very easy combination, to be certain. So it looks like Earl's going to elect to draw straight back out. Clips the 10-ball. Actually worked in his favor. Earl's gotten a little fired up here. All right, well, that ties things back up for Earl and Tony. 4 apiece is the current score. This is the hot seat match to determine who moves on to the finals, and we'd like to give a quick shout out to all the sponsors of the stream and of the Predator Pro-Am Tour.
Really no time, Allison. You got to be real careful.
Brought to you by Billiards.com and NYC Grind. We're going to get back to the break here.
I mean, Earl, you know, when Earl's on fire, I mean, he's like a firecracker. He's rack 'em, stack 'em.
It is. He doesn't want to waste any time. We got a question in the chat from Gail asking about the Ron Mason match.
Well, that's a pretty good question. Ron is on the opposite side of this table, vertically. And looks close. It looks like it might be Hill if they're using the beads.
I'm not certain on whether or not they're using the beads. And if we have someone who can run a check on the score for us, I can find out. For those of you not up to date on the brackets for the amateur event, Ron Mason is currently playing Tom Hagen in the quarterfinal of the 9-ball amateur division. And the loser of that match, or excuse me, the winner of that match will move on to play Sean Sukai in the semifinal.
And we'd like to give a big shout out to Herb Pearson, who stopped by yesterday and sat in the commentator's booth all the way from Connecticut.
Ah.
Yeah, very nice gentleman. He's retired. He plays, you know, senior citizen pool now. And he wanted to come down and see the room. So Herb, if you're listening, big shout out to you, sir.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Al. I do believe that I met him briefly yesterday.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. You were on scene. You and Jerry were on scene from the second this tournament started. You guys come in like you just coming back from a hiking trip, packing all the gear.
That's right. We're interborough travelers coming from Brooklyn, so it's a little bit of a hike from the location here. Jerry and I spent most of the day competing in the tournament. So I went 2-2 yesterday in the amateur 9-ball division.
Back-to-back safe. You can hear them called. I kind of like slow rolling this, I believe. Take a better look at it from another angle. I don't really like hitting this too hard. Just slow roll it like that. Leave the 4 ball in trouble with the cue and the 5. What a beautiful shot. Doesn't get any better than that.
Very nicely done. Now here, Earl can skim the 4 ball and hold the 4 ball in position and drift the cue ball down to the end rail, which it looks like is what he's about to do. Very nicely done. He got pretty fortunate not to skim into that 6 ball, which would have left Tony a view of the 4. Instead, he's pretty dead blocked by the 6 ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, he played that shot, Allison, perfectly.
He did play it perfectly.
To use the 6 as a blocker.
Really beautifully executed shot.
Now, if Tony can 1 rail kick this, he's got to elect to do it with very slow speed once again. But, you know, going 3 rails like that, I don't see it. That 9 ball is large. It's going to definitely cause him trouble. I like trying to get it behind the 8 and just slow rolling it and using the cue ball just to touch the rail after coming in contact. Let's see what Tony has in mind. Once again, he slow rolls it. It was an excellent attempt.
Wow.
Excellent attempt, but guess what? You know, Earl has no shot. He's at the table, but I don't believe he has a pocket.
I don't know. It looks like the combination may potentially go here, Al.
Yeah?
I think it's a possibility.
I think Tony actually took a good
But,
look at it. If that combination would have been on, we would have heard Tony call that 5 ball.
That's very
that
true.
shot,
You're
you know?
right. You're totally right. Oh, huh.
He's going to elect to play safe. Just feather the 4 ball and put the cue ball up on the rail. That's all. But he actually hit it too hard. The 4 ball leaked out, and Tony's going to have vision at the 4. Earl definitely not happy with that shot. As you see him wave his arms like he's some kind of, what do you call those guys that do the parade? Conductor or an orchestra?
Conductor?
Or air traffic controller?
Right.
Sweat the shot. Trying to use the 9. And that went a little too far out.
Earl has called a safe. Very nice speed.
Yeah. Tony Robles, back-to-back safes we're getting now.
So some high-intensity chess work we've got happening here.
Well, it's not only the 4 ball that I think they're concerned about. I think the 5 ball now is in such a bad position.
Oh, yeah.
And we're back to the 4-5 ball marrying up, right? We're close to it.
Pretty close.
But, you know, this is a bank. This bank looks like it's on. Earl is down here studying that 5.
And he has some limitations for where he can leave the cue ball for any potential shot. He has called the side pocket.
4 ball on the side. Same color as the shirt.
Beautiful.
From focus to peril. He's got position on the 5. Now, the only problem is this is frozen to the rail. Earl could hit the point of the side pocket. He calls the 5 into the corner. Plays it well.
Okay, Tony has conceded the 10 ball. And that puts the score with a 5-4 lead for Earl Strickland. And on the adjoining table, we do have Mika Immonen up against Michael Yednek, a local open player based here in New York City. I do believe that is the quarterfinal match.
Safety's called.
I do think I'm going to step out and get an update for everybody on the score of both that match, and we do have the quarterfinals, which have completed for the amateur 9-ball division. So I'm going to get an update for everyone and post an update on the social media sites. You can find NYC Grind and AZBtv on Facebook. So
Yes.
Make sure to check out the updates. I'm sure many of you do. So I will be back shortly, everybody.
Okay, Allison, we miss you already. Hurry up. All right, Allison Fisher will be right back, folks. Tony's safe behind the 9, and he plays a beautiful shot, but the 2 ball just a little too hard. He's going to leave Earl a shot into the corner pocket. But Earl's going to have to come with a shot. You got the 6 ball and the 8 ball tied up in the top left-hand corner, and you got the 7 down this end. So Earl, you know, he can pocket this 2. He can get on top of the 3 going around the 5. But where's the reward? Maybe play a bank or try to nip the 3 away from the cushion. It looks like he's going to try to settle for the shot. He's probably going to call the 6. Because if he gets the 3 behind the 8, that 6 might drop, playing a little ticky behind the 8. I wanted that cue ball just out a little further. I think he called safe here. Well, he did play the 6. He did call 6. Actually, he did play safe, and the 6 did go in, which he was calculating first. It's Tony's option. Either let Earl shoot again, but Tony elects to play the safe. Trying to get the 3 within the vicinity of the 4-9 and everything and hide the cue ball behind the 10-8, but left a straight in shot on the 3 for Earl Strickland. And if you're just joining us, folks, just want to make you aware, the score is 5-4 in favor of Earl Strickland. Well, Mr. Tony Robles says, hey, Earl, that's good enough. So now we have a score of 6-4 in favor of Earl. We're racing to 8. This is a hot seat match. The loser of this will not be eliminated for the tournaments from the tournament. We're going to see them right down the line. We might even see them right back on this table for the semifinals. So keep that in mind. Allison is checking on the brackets as we're viewing this. Earl breaks him pretty good right there and got a shot on the 1. Tony Robles says, that's good, Mr. Earl Strickland. And Earl Strickland now has reached the hill by a score of 7-4. If you're just joining us, folks, we're here at Q Bar, Northern Boulevard and Bell Boulevard in Bayside, Queens, New York. I'm Upstate Al, and Allison Fisher is running around. She actually was in the booth, and she will be back, I would imagine. We got to thank some of the sponsors if we have a chance. Delta 13, Master Chalk, Predator, Lacassie cues, but Earl Strickland says, hold your horses on those and let me get back to business. Earl's on the hill. Mr. Robles at 4. Man, Earl's breaking them good, too. You know, I'm going to tell you how I feel about this match. Earl must know, or he's just got the natural ability, like any other good pool player, to realize that when you're playing a good pool player that his game is on, that it's time to open up that can that you know, that magic stuff that you keep in your pocket and say, I got to start picking my game up. And that just goes along with pool. You know, you play with really super players and you got to step it up. And it looks like Earl has found that gear. Leads back to I believe the shot was a 2-10 combination or a 4-10 combination that Tony missed. And from there on in, it's just turned around. And there's no stopping Earl. If a Buffalo's doing 900 miles an hour and he can run right over Earl, Earl will just keep shooting pool. And Tony says, good shooting, Earl. So there you have it. Mr. Earl Strickland is in the hot seat. We didn't see the last of the silent assassin, Tony Robles. We will see him probably right back on the stream table. I'm not sure, but we will keep you updated. And now that we have an opportunity, you know, we really got to go through some of these sponsors. First of all, we got to thank Q-Bar for this entire event and the live stream. AZBilliards.com, live stream news group on Facebook. Kings of Vapor, the Tap League. Of course, Simona's Cloth. Gotham City Technologies. Now we can go through them. Delta 13, NYC Grind, who's actually co-producing this show with us. Master Chalk. Poison by Predator. Billiards Digest. Here's some of Tony and Gail's leagues. 8-ball and 9-ball. PlayNAPL.com. Make sure to go over there and check that out if you want to play in the metro area. Now is your opportunity. If you don't like 8-ball and 9-ball, you can always go over to 10-ball and 14.1 league that's just been started up. And I'll tell you what, you like playing in leagues and you like playing in tournaments. Keep this in mind. The 4th annual George Ginky Sansushi Memorial is coming up. May 24th through the 26th. It'll be held at Steinway Billiards in Astoria, Queens, New York. We will be there to live stream this, God willing. We got to thank Ozone Billiards. Major sponsor jumping on board with Robles and his Predator Tour, along with Predator Cues, Lacassie Cues, jumping on board with Upstate Al and AZBtv and helping us keep this live stream running. Go over to Live Stream News Group on Facebook. If you have the accessibility and elect to become a member of the group, we have about 6,100 members as I speak. And if you don't like Facebook or you just don't have accessibility to it, you can, and you have Instagram on your smart device, well, Live Stream News is actually doing updates on Instagram. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll be right back with another match.